to do appraisals. So what my idea of what I'm going to service provide you is to act as a liaison or manager of your efforts to determine what your resources are. So I'm going to get a couple things we're going to pass out. One of them is just some general cost estimates. You're talking about cost. Some of them I don't have anything in detail, but basically what we would be doing is based on what you decide to do is look at what you have in resources. One is land, and of course there being the construction on that land, residences, the value of those, also the value of the timber, and of course the value of your mineral resources. So I have been in contact with registered or certified individuals who can provide those services. On the handout, one will be just a kind of a synopsis of what we would look at. The other one would be cost estimates. And those are, like I said, estimates, for example, for determining on the land, makeup of the land or not, and whether it's been surveyed or not would be whether you need to have the boundary survey so we have a clear indication of the boundaries of the property. If so, then most of the local survey companies around here do that by an hourly rate. That I gave you just an estimate of what that would cost. Second thing would be a timber appraisal, and generally that timber appraisal is based on the timber acreage. It's not based on the entire acreage. So I think the example I gave you there is $7 an acre. So if you had 130 acres, but only half of it was in timber, the charge would only be for the timber acreage. And what that would do would give you an idea of what the value, current market value of that timber is. This would be by a registered forester, and you receive a report, and so that would give you that idea. The land and structures would need to be possibly appraised. If you decide that, then I recommend you use a certified general appraiser. And I got some cost estimates there on what the structure appraisals would be, and also what the land appraisal. And then the last, probably the most important, is the geologist. I was able to locate a geologist whose background probably is going to be beneficial in that he used to work for the Mississippi Geological Survey back when he first got out of college in the 70s. And he currently works out of Freeport, Louisiana. But I talked with him in detail, and he actually already has some data actually indicating where in the 70s they did core samples in that area. And so there is some data there, but depending on what you decide to do, if you want to go forward with a geologist survey, what he would do once we give him a map indicating the area is provide us with an estimate. He's not, we're not going to do anything, move forward anything unless we have estimates and they're approved. I've already talked with Parker, that's pretty much standard. I've used that particular person to do family lands before, so I'm comfortable with that. The appraisers, the state certifies those, so we can use a variety of ones that I've used in the past or familiar with that on the state approved list. So, but that's kind of what I would be doing was kind of coordinating those services, carrying those people out to the location, making sure they're on the correct areas, and then just compiling all of that and getting it to the right person.
So if I could, assuming we agree with what's being proposed, how much time do you think, on average, 150 acres would take you guys to assess and get us some type of value in all of these categories?
The only one I'm not for sure on is the geology report. The others, we could probably do that within a month's time. That should, a month or less. Depends on that particular person's schedule, where they're coming from. And the geologist, of course, works out of Shreveport, but they would use local drilling companies to do the sampling, and that way it would cut down on the expense. And there's a possibility that we wouldn't have to do that if there's data already available, and that's what he indicated. Once we give them that information and they know exactly where it's at, he may be able to make an evaluation without coming in and doing the core samples. There may be already results available. Matter of fact, he showed me one report that shows the core sample laying out on the ground, and where the coal seam was about, I think, 9.5 feet in depth. And it was in that general area of this property. So, any other questions?
Does everyone have access to this page? Okay, this is the proposed appraisals. So what he's saying is, what we just talked about, understanding how many acres there are, how much timber is on those acres, and certainly the minerals under the ground. From what I understand, the guy that you use is an industry.
He's a professional geologist.
Okay, kind of like what the coal folks are using currently.
Right. He works for a major company that does mining evaluation.
Okay, and they can tell us, they would go up to the property, dig holes here and there, like the coal company's already done, and give us an assessment, if they need it. You said
right.
That.
There may be some data available. He said once we pinpoint the area, and I didn't share anything that I had as far as a map or anything, just kind of in general. And I gave him a general location within about a mile area, and he already provided me with where that core samples were done back in the 70s when he worked with the Mississippi Geological Survey. And he's been all over this area. That's what he did when he was right out of college. And now he works for a worldwide company. They're actually worldwide. And one of the things that they do is mining evaluations, geology evaluation. That's what he specializes in. And he is registered and certified in Mississippi. All of the individuals we use will be either certified or registered, depending on what that profession does in the state of Mississippi.
Do we have any questions? Yes.
Your business just started up this year?
I've done independent work off and on over the years, just a variety of things. When I first started out, I was teaching forestry. Some of the things I did, paint boundary lines, did timber cruising, just a variety of things over the years on the side or through my family lands. Right, I just formed Land Resources. I've just done this as an independent, just an individual. I did that for tax reasons, of course, as we all do when we form corporations. And so that's my land. If you see that Land Resources, that is, just within a year. I've just done it as an individual in the past.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Clinic. Okay, it's a lot of information. Yes.
I want to get this straight. How much land does the coal company, or how much are they interested in purchasing from the town?
We will have representatives from Liberty Fuel here at 11:15 to talk with us about what they're interested in.
So you can't say whether they
No,
want.
I don't know, they've not presented anything to us,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like Mr. Cobb, our attorney, has arrived early, we appreciate that. So if you all would give us a moment as Mr. Cobb comes up to the podium and shares his findings. Does anyone need a break before we get started? Okay, let's take exactly at 10 o'clock if everyone will be in their seats, and we'll get started. Our restrooms are in the back, ladies on the left, men on the right. Thank you.